Jonathan Berkey, and I'm going to do a quick tutorial today on what I like to call stretchy lines. You'll see what I'm talking about once we jump into it, but it's pretty cool, and I think has a lot of applications for compositing into live action and tracking, as well as just some motion pieces, and it's pretty simple to do. So let's go ahead and get started. The BerkShop is in session, and go ahead and go over into After Effects, and I'll start a new composition. 5 seconds is fine. And the first thing we're going to do is create a new layer, solid, and I'll make it white just so we have a background. And I'll just go ahead and lock it off real quick. And actually, I'm going to unlock it, and I'm going to duplicate it and lock the bottom layer. Go to the second layer I duplicated, go to Layer, Solid Settings, and I'm just going to change it to black. And with that black layer now selected, I'll go into my shape tools and I'll go center. I'll click and press Command Shift and just drag out to have a small uniform circle. Now that I have the circle, I want to pre-compose it. So I'll go to Layer, Pre-compose, move all attributes. So I'll name it Circle. Click the little sun to continuously rasterize, and I'll duplicate, naming the second one Circle 2. So pretty simple and straightforward so far. Now we have two circles. I'll move Circle 1 and Circle 2. Now what we need to do is we want to connect these two with a line so that when I'm moving one of them, the line will adjust in the middle. So to do that, I'll create a new layer, solid, and I'll go ahead and make this black, and I'll just call it line. And in my effects palette here, I will type in beam, and I'll just drag it onto that layer. Now the default settings, you have this pink and red, and you can see that it's soft on the edges, and it's not very long. So the first thing I want to do is take the softness to 0, and I want to go the inside color, turn to black, and for the outside color I will color pick the black again so they're uniform, and I'll make the starting thickness 2 in this case, and 2 because I just want a thin line. So now that I have a line and two circles, what I want to do is I want to connect these circles to the line. So I am going to take the length and I'm just going to max it out to 100. I'm going to go to the twirl down menu of the line and go to Effects, Beam, and let me go ahead and just bring this up a little bit. Highlight both my circles and press P to bring up their position properties, and now it's time to connect them. So first thing I want to do is I want to connect my starting point. So I'm going to hold down Option and click the start point stopwatch, and as you can see it brings up an expression. So what I want to do is I want to take the pick whip and bring that down to the position of my circle, my first circle. It could be second circle, doesn't really matter. So once I do that, click off, and now you can see I have the circle is attached to this line that transforms its length dependent upon the position of its start and end point. So which brings us to the second part, is we're going to go ahead and Option, click endpoint, take its pick whip down to position of circle 2. So now what we have, now what we have is if I highlight circle 2, we have a line that is drawn between them, and it changes its length dependent upon the position of the circles. So what could we do? We could actually take circle 2 and duplicate it. Go ahead and highlight the line in U just to bring up the start and end point that we are actually using. Bring P up. So now I want to connect circle 3. Say we'll put it out there, and I'm going to need another line to attach it, so I'm going to go ahead and duplicate the line twice actually. Bring up its properties, and the first thing I want to do is I want to go take one of the lines from circle 2 to circle 3. So I'll come to this one and we'll look over here in the expression, circle 2 endpoint, and circle is the start point. So I'll go from the start point. I'm just going to take the pick whip and pick whip the position for circle 3. And now I move circle 3. You can see that they're attached. I can come up here, do the same on the third line that I made, except for its endpoint is attached to circle 2, but I want it attached to circle 3. So take the pick whip and move it down there, and voila. So now I can move this, grab circle, highlight circle 2. Sorry, I was clicking on the wrong thing. And finally, circle 1. So some of the applications to this that I've used recently is I actually did a live action shot where I wanted to attach a person to something in the scene. And when they were moving around, so I attached these lines and the person was moving, and it would follow them, showing a connection. But you can make all kinds of kind of cool geometric shapes. If we wanted, we could come down here just to give you an idea. We'll put a light wiggle on the position. Let's go ahead and just do wiggle, say 5 times a second at, say, 60 pixels. So if I go through, you can see that it's starting to bounce. Now, come in here, go to edit, copy expression only, paste, paste. So now they all have the same expression, and they'll all be moving. You can kind of see the line. The wiggle's so little you don't see the line moving nearly as much, but easy enough. Can see how it can stretch, and you can add as many. I could keep adding circles. I could attach these to whatever I want. The key really is that the beam has a start and an end point, and it has a length. And so if you attach the start point to one either moving or stable position, whether it be an animation or something in a live action shot, and then attach it to something else that is moving with the end point, that you're going to have a continuous line that is attached and is stretching, and you could make geometric shapes. You could use it in UI, things like that. So just something simple to play around with might be useful. Another trick to put in the tool belt. So that's all I have. Perhaps when I have some more time and some footage that I can use to do some tracking and include this into a tracking and live action shot, I'll do another tutorial on that. But thank you for your time and stopping by. I hope this was useful, and have a good one.